Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Well, ask and you shall receive. You watched my last video, you know I called for a sweep of the Oakland Athletics, and that is exactly what we got. As you can see, I am on massinsports.com. Let's get to the first game. In Oakland, the Baltimore Orioles 9, Oakland Athletics 4. And this was Friday night game. Rutschman, Henderson, 1-2, as usual. For now, anyway. Unless there's a lefty on the mound, usually they swap Henderson and Mountcastle. Both of them 3 hits. Rutschman 3 for 4. 1 walk, did score a run. Henderson 3 for 5. 3 RBIs, scored 2 runs. Santander 1 for 3. Arias came in late, get Santander some rest. He is a little sore. Was it back soreness? Back soreness, from what I heard. So nothing, hopefully, too major. Just getting towards the end of the season. There are more nicks and cuts and bumps and bruises and whatnot. But Arias 1 for 2 in relief of Santander. Mountcastle 1 for 5 with an RBI. O'Hearn 2 for 5. Mullins 1 for 5. Hayes 2 for 5. Mullins 2 RBIs. Frazier 1 for 5 with an RBI. You see he went in the right field when Arias came in. Arias went to the infield. Frazier out to right field. Jordan Westburg. God, do I keep calling? What is it? Jordan, I keep calling him Joey Westburg. Jordan Westburg. Okay, load the thing back up. 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. Hayes, 2 doubles. Frazier, Mullins, Rutschman, also doubles. O'Hearn, triple. Yeah, it's a big ballpark out there in Oakland. It is one of those very old school fields that doubles as a football field. Or at least it used to, because the Oakland Raiders moved to Las Vegas and are now the Las Vegas Raiders. But the Oakland Coliseum is still a two-way field. Henderson home run. This was his 20th of the year. Lots and lots and lots of offense. As you can see, everybody in the lineup got a hit, even the substitution. So 10 different Orioles with a hit. That's it's pretty spectacular. Yes, I know it is the Oakland Athletics, but and why I called for a sweep is you didn't want to just win the series. Wanted to make a statement. Yes, we can go. Yes, okay, it is a bottom of the tier, bottom of the league team. But you want, if you're the Orioles, you want people to think of you as a real baseball team and a real contender. That means even on the road, third series on the West Coast, yes, bad team, but you want to go in there and take care of business. And I mean really take care of business, and they really took care of business in this series. Gibson started this game, did only go 5 innings. Not great, but again, the other team does get paid too. So while they are a bottom of the tier team, can't, what's the word? You can't half-ass your performance out there. Gave up 9 hits, 4 runs. Not great. He didn't walk anybody, which is good. So, he wasn't missing the zone. He had control of his pitches. Just left him two-parted. Let him catch too much of the plate. Did also strike out 6. Bauman, 1 inning in relief. Gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk. Struck out 1. Perez, also 1 inning in relief. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Webb, Mr. Rubber Arm, 1 inning in relief. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Cano, 9th inning, also 1 inning pitched. Gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Yes, a little on the bad side for a starter performance, but bullpen came in and pitched lights out. Very good to see 4 innings pitched from your bullpen and only allow 3 hits and 1 walk. Very good. All right, game 2. Orioles won this one over the Athletics 7-2. You see Mountcastle in here at number 2 and Henderson a little further down in the lineup. Yeah, Waldichuk pitched. Rutschman had an 0 for 3 officially, but 2 walks, so on-base percentage isn't hurting that much. Mountcastle 1 for 3 with an RBI. Henderson 1 for 4, no RBI. Westberg batting cleanup. Not 100% sure why Brandon Hyde made Westberg the cleanup hitter. I guess to a certain extent, you figured you would like to see him in the cleanup spot and see how he responds. But it being the Oakland Athletics, you figure that the rest of the lineup could pick the young man up if he wasn't able to produce. Hayes, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Mullins, 2 for 4. McCann, 2 for 4. McKenna, 2 for 3. McKenna did get the start. And as you can see, O'Hearn replacement later in the game. Because McKenna bats right, O'Hearn bats left. Sadly, O'Hearn did not get a hit. Mateo also got to start in this game, and sadly, 0 for. Frazier pinch hit late. He got on somehow. I can't remember how he got on. Fielder's choice or an error, probably. There was 1 error. McCann, Hayes, home run. 4th for McCann, 12th for Hayes. Hayes also stole a base. Oh, that's right. This was that game. You see the lines up here. See, they were tied going into the 10th inning. So, there is that. But then you see the Orioles poured on in the 10th inning, putting up a 5 spot. That's right, there was an error. I can't remember what the error was now. Wild pitch, maybe. With a wild pitch, runners moving up. There were a few hits, a few extra bases taken. So, yes, you did get this into the 10th inning, but it's still a statement, I think, because you put a big spot up on the board, and you had several of your, call them second stringers in there. Guys like O'Hearn, usually a starter now. Frazier, also usually a starter, depending on his pitching. Now, Irvin pitched very well. He only went 5 innings, but he pitched very well. Very well. 5 innings pitched, he only gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, struck out 3. Part of the reason why, and they showed the interaction between Brandon Hyde and Irvin on the broadcast. Nothing negative, not like they were yelling and screaming or anything, but Irvin definitely wanted to go back out. He definitely wanted to go back out and was very disappointed to get the handshake from Brandon Hyde. I mean, you understand why. You're pitching great. You haven't had as many opportunities as you would like to be a starter this year. thought process is because he was a starter, then kind of lost his spot and went back to the bullpen and minor leagues as well, and now back into the rotation. The idea is he's not as stretched out as they would like him to be. So this isn't something we will always see. Eventually, assuming he pitches this well, we will see Irvin be able to go into the 6th and 7th inning. Or I guess be allowed to, you know. Fujinami pitched the 6th inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, struck out 2. Yes, Diaz from the Athletics hit 2 home runs. And he was their only offense. He hit 1 off of Irvin and Fujinami. Now, yes, it is somewhat of a bad performance because he gave up the lead. But 1, it was only in the 6th inning. And 2, it was only 1 run. And 3, pitches were in the strike zone. Okay? That is something that Fujinami has struggled with coming over to the Orioles. Having command and being able to locate his pitches close to the strike zone, if not in it. So while, yes, he gave up the home run, at least he wasn't wild thing out there throwing all over the place like he has in the past. It does look like he is turning somewhat of a corner and having more control over his pitches. Cano pitches the next inning and 1/3, gives up 1 hit, but no runs and no walks, struck out 1. Perez finished off what would this be? The 8th inning? Right, because this is 10, 9, yes, 8th inning. Perez finishes off the 8th inning with the last 2 outs of the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Batista on the road using a closer. That is usually what managers do. You want to prevent the home team from walking it off. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Batista got the win because he was technically a pitcher of record when the Orioles scored all those runs. Theoretically, if the Orioles had not scored 5, maybe 1, or none, Batista probably would have gone out there for the 10th. In any case, Webb went out there for the 10th. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. What a find. Is it Jacob Webb? Yes, Jacob Webb. What a find Jacob Webb has been. Not going to dwell on it, but wow. I don't know what the other teams were thinking. All right, game 3 of the series, final game of the series, Sunday's game. Orioles 12, Athletics 1. Big offense explosion here. Rutschman leading off, 2 for 4, 1 RBI. Mountcastle hitting second, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs. Henderson, 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Sadly, I'm not telling you how Gunnar Henderson has joined the I Hit for the Cycle Club, because his last at bat, he blasts the ball down the right field line and decides not to stop at first base. I totally agree with that decision. I get how the rest of your teammates in the dugout and some other people out there might say, no, stop at first. I'm like, it's okay. He didn't hit for the cycle. He just got 4 extra base hits in 1 game. If anything, that's better. So, Give the kid a break. He absolutely did the right thing there. Unselfish. Hayes, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. O'Hearn came in late, 1 at bat, and he struck out. Arias, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. Mullins, 1 for 5. Westberg, 2 for 5. Westberg further down in the lineup this time. 2 for 5, 1 RBI. McKenna, another start for McKenna. 0 for. Disappointing. He did walk once. Mateo, 2 for 5, 1 RBI. That 1 RBI was himself. He hit a deep fly ball to left center. It's tough to say. They called it an inside the park home run, but depends on how you look at it. Both the outfielders went towards the wall instead of, the center fielder, because he's in charge of the outfield, goes to the wall to try to make the catch. Will the left fielder come off the wall and back up the center fielder? If the ball hits the wall, you want to be there to field it. So, is that an error? Well, technically he never got to the ball, so I guess technically it's not. And it's kind of hard to give a center fielder an error when he's going and jumping up against the wall to try to catch a baseball. So, obviously, because it's an inside the park home run, neither one of them caught the ball. And the left fielder was not backing up the center fielder. So the ball bounces off the wall and bounces several feet back towards the infield. And Mateo, as fast as he is, and even though he did kind of slow up in between first and second base, has the makeup speed to get home. And yes, they called it a home run. Henderson, 2. Mateo, Westberg, doubles. So for Mateo, that was 2 hits, 2 extra base hits. Henderson, triple. Mountcastle, Mateo, Henderson, home runs. Henderson, it was his 21st. Making a really good, what's the word I'm searching for? Making a really good case why he should be considered for Rookie of the Year. Whether he will win it or not, I don't know. We are several months away from that being decided. Kyle Bradish, another great performance out of him. 6 innings pitched, only gives up 2 hits and 1 walk, no runs. That is a whip of 1/2. That's great. Probably his best outing, especially go along with 8 strikeouts. Nick Vespi comes in relief, pitches 2 innings, gives up 1 hit, 1 run, strikes out 1. Now, you see how Vespi pitched 2 innings. And then here's Fujinami in to pitch a full 9th inning and close out the game. I would have liked to see Nick Vespi close the game out, finish off the game, pitch a full 3 innings. And I get why Brandon Hyde wanted Fujinami in there. Low leverage situation. Nothing's really on the line because nobody really thinks you're going to give up 10 runs. It's damn near impossible. He can be out there. He can be somewhat more relaxed, throw good pitches, and stack good appearances. Certainly understand that. The issue I have is where Brandon Hyde was thinking about what's good for the team, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't have. Also make a case that he could be thinking about his guys, in particular Nick Vespi, and letting him pitch 3 full innings because he would have gotten a save. Yes, that is one of the stipulations that allow you to, or allow a major league pitcher in performing in relief to get a save. Pitched the final 3 innings. Part of that is typically that would be on the road, and 3 full innings. The other team is guaranteed to have their whole lineup bat. So I would have liked to see him get the save. Certainly understand why Fujinami pitched here. And it's fine. It's not a huge deal. It should be of great benefit to Fujinami. Hope so. So yes, I know the Orioles didn't decisively win game 2 of this series until extra innings, but 3 decisive wins on a very long road trip to end a very long road trip. You had a little tough series in Seattle. You were able to get 2 games from Seattle in Seattle. San Diego series did not go that well. Only able to get 1 game from San Diego. So you were 3-3 coming into Oakland. Now you finish up a 9-game West Coast road trip, going 6-3. That should add more legitimacy to this run that the Orioles are on now. Now, yes, we're going to have to see how they move forward, how they handle the playoffs, and how they handle next year, and see where they place. And we'll, maybe we'll be starting to talk more about the Orioles. But, and what was I watching? Something on ESPN, and one of the ESPN broadcasters, he was like, he had no idea what the Orioles were doing. He's going over the Orioles game, and he's like, oh my God, they're drinking water out of a hose on a home run. I had no idea what was going on. Yeah, there are people in the sports profession that don't understand what the Orioles are doing just yet. Now, it is early, but more people need to start making note of it. All right, let's get to an article written by Rock Kubatko. This was written yesterday, released yesterday morning, so Sunday morning. You may notice that I was mentioning McKenna, but in past shows I had said that he was out in the minor leagues. Well, Aaron Hicks had to go on the 10-day IL with that back thing that what game was that? It was one of the San Diego games. It was the first or the second game. He came out early of that game due to back soreness. Had to be placed on the injured list. So McKenna made the trip out to Oakland and did contribute to the win, but might be able to cut him some slack if he, didn't have 2 or 3 hits in 2 starts. Mr. Kubatko also talks about Henderson in the rookie race. I'm not going to show you the whole article here, but Rock mentions Josh Jung from Texas Rangers, has somewhat of an injury, so that kind of puts him a little bit behind Gunnar Henderson. I think at one point in the year, many people were thinking this man from Texas Rangers was going to beat out Gunnar Henderson, but sadly, doesn't appear that it was meant to be for him, as he is down with an injury. But good news for Orioles Nation. Makes Gunnar Henderson getting Rookie of the Year a little easier. And as you can see also in this headline, Kowser and Mayo are hitting very well in the minor leagues. So potential names we will see for September call-ups. We're getting pretty close. What do we got? Like 9-10 days till September call-ups. Definitely expect not fill out the roster and cramp that dugout, but there will be, I want to say, at least 5 guys. Because I'm thinking Kowser, maybe even Mayo, and hopefully Stowers. I really think Stowers needs some more major league at-bats. I really would like to see what he's capable of. At least one more bullpen arm, and then maybe a Joey Ortiz or another bullpen arm. At least that's what I'm thinking. Check the standings out. Tampa Bay is still 3 games back of the Baltimore Orioles. Blue Jays, 8.5. Red Sox, 11. Yankees, 17 games back. Yankees and Red Sox had a big series over the weekend. The Yankees did not play well, and it was fantastic. Not that I really want the Red Sox to win, but if I have to watch the Red Sox win, it's nice to see them beat the Yankees. AL Central, nothing really doing over there. Texas and Houston still fighting each other for the top dog in the AL West. Atlanta Braves are running away with the best record, or trying to. The Orioles are trying to catch up. The Dodgers, actually, it looks like the Orioles have passed the Dodgers for second best record in Major League Baseball. All right, moving on to schedule. Wrapping up this video. The Orioles have an off day. Today is Monday. Monday off day. Starting a 3-series homestand. Toronto Blue Jays will be in for 3 games, then Rockies, then the Chicago White Sox. Blue Jays Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Games all scheduled for 7:05. Yeah, probably not going to get a sweep, and that's okay. But you really want to win this series and keep, or not keep, but make it harder for the Toronto Blue Jays to gain any ground on you in the AL East, which the Orioles have a firm grasp on ish. Tampa Bay is, they're closing up. I think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to need to do a video early Friday. Okay, so it's going to do it for this week's Ryno's Orioles report. Stay tuned for Friday afternoon-ish, and I will talk about the series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.